All right, everyone. So this video is about how to um, complete the labs within Moodle, also using eScience Labs as your resource. So this is week 1. Let's scroll down and look at lab number 1. So you'll click on this link. Start at the Moodle page. Don't start within eScience Labs because we're not completing every single lab that comes with your kit. So click on lab 1, and every week it'll tell you which exercise you're doing within lab 1 and how to access it. So you will go to, you will click on this link that takes you to the student portal. You will scroll down, and typically if you're not already signed in to your eScience Labs account, this is where you'll click it, and then it'll show you your kit resources. So you'll click on Forensics. You'll click on Forensics Kit, and then it will come up with all of the labs that are possible for your kit that you ordered. So let's go back to Moodle. It says we're going to click on Crime Scenes and Evidence under your lab kit resources. Okay, lab kit resources, crime scenes, and evidence. This is all of the background information that will help you answer questions within the Moodle lab report. Let's go back to the post again, or the lab. It says read the introduction materials. So again, that's just clicking through all of this information. And then it says click on exercise 1 under assignments and procedures. So you'll click on assignments and procedures. Exercise 1, okay. So it says click on exercise 1 and then follow the procedure found in the document. Let me go back to the document. This is a PDF. So every lab within eScience Labs that you can click on just comes with a PDF. You can choose whether or not you print it. Some of them will require some printing, but all of the materials that will come from eScience Labs will be in gray. And then all of the stuff in red will be what you need to provide for yourself. Now, at the top of our Moodle page, there was a link that said materials for lab. And I can go over to that. Scroll up. It's under general. Materials needed for labs. And this is all here. I'll send out, or you may have already gotten an email from me asking you to look at this. But all of this information down here, all of these items listed down here are things you'll need to purchase for yourself, and many things you may already have at home. But that will always be indicated in red within the PDF. Then you'll follow the procedure as outlined within the PDF. But keep in mind that you're not submitting anything through eScience Labs. Again, this is just the instructions and just the materials that you'll need. So going back over to the lab report within Moodle, I'm going to click Preview Quiz because, I can't complete my own lab report. But you'll go through and answer the questions within the lab report using the introduction to the lab that was within eScience Labs, right? So this part, all of that intro. And also you can use the information from your textbook or any of the additional reading resources from class. Do not copy and paste this stuff from online. The goal is for you to understand these lab questions so that then when you go on to answer the discussion forum prompt or the quizzes, that you have an idea of what these terms mean. Again, it's not just rushing through and trying to finish, it's ensuring that you understand the content. So you'll go through and answer the question. And let me make that show back up. So all of this is intro. And then you'll start getting questions like this that are specifically about the lab. And that's where you'll go back to your PDF and work through the procedures. And so, for example, you'll read through this scenario, and then you'll be able to answer the question, how many times was the chain of custody, or was the custody of evidence transferred? Okay, so that's where that type of question comes from. Right, and it'll ask you more questions, and eventually you'll get to a part where it's asking you to upload photos. So here's that question. In some labs, you'll have multiple questions this way, but it's asking you to upload evidence photos, and you'll see where that comes in the procedure. But this is very, very important. In at least one question in every report, you will be asked to include your work as well as some sort of identifier to show that this is your work. So that could be just you and your face holding the work, or you can put your GMC ID card on the picture or on your work. Or I have a lot of students that just use an index card and write down the name of the lab, write their name and their GMC ID, and show that they are the ones that produce the work. I have some students that use other forms of ID as well, but you must upload the picture with the identifier when prompted by the lab report. If you don't do that, you will not receive credit for the lab report. I know it sounds harsh, but I will stick to it. So you have to include that. If you don't, I'll have to assume that you didn't do the work and all you did was answer the questions. You can drag and drop a photo straight into this here, or you can upload by clicking, let me go back, clicking on that little piece of paper, choose a file, and then you can click any sort of photo that you want to upload, and you'll do that. Upload this file, and there it is. Your phone off live mode if you have it on live mode, because it makes it more difficult to attach and also to preview the photo. For the week 1 labs, let me go back. You may not have access to eScience Labs if you haven't gotten your code yet, which if you haven't gotten your code, you need to let me know. But there is a PowerPoint of that intro information so that you'll still have all of the questions or the information from the beginning of eScience Labs. And also I have included the PDF with the instructions. This is only for week 1 labs. I won't be doing that for weeks 2 on, because you should have your lab kit or at least your login information to eScience Labs. So let me go back over here. The only other thing I want to point out about week 1 labs is that lab 2 has nothing to do with eScience Labs. So lab 2, as usual, you will read this information and you will answer the questions within the lab report. The difference here is your instructions are located underneath lab 2. And this is a PDF of what you need to do. This is your procedure for lab 2. Okay, so you don't need the lab kit or eScience Labs for lab 2. All right, let me know if you have any questions or concerns as you're finishing or as you're working on your lab reports. The information will be about the same for every week, but let me know if you get stuck.